We play Put Up or Shut Up here this hour, about 20 minutes from now.
New series.
Yes, it's all about
tattoos.
Tattoos.
I like this one.
It's going to make you wince every single day, Kelly.
I just told Big, yes, this whole series will make me pucker because it's rock bands that inspire the most tattoos, like the most searched rock bands in connection with tattoos. And Biggie said, I'm sending out some, he said this weekend he was sending out some gold when it comes to funny memes, and I didn't respond to a single one. And the reason was I was puckered and shielding myself. I was in seclusion all weekend after that Oval Office meeting. I just could not. I couldn't even bring myself to look at that stuff.
Well, you know, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. The last time there was a major news event in D.C.,
I
avoided it. You
it.
went into seclusion because you didn't want to know.
That's right.
Now you went into seclusion because you did know.
Well, I did know, which was a big mistake.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't seen that 3 minutes and of
Then you could have happily replied to Biggie's memes.
Yes, because after that I just said I'm out for the weekend. I said I'm just not doing things.
I'm not picking up my phone.
I said to my wife, I said I'm out.
And I thought they were two very funny things I sent out. But
I know. I'm sure they were. If they'd hit me on a different day, maybe. But I was too caught up in what was going on in our nation's capital. And when the president says something like "you're gambling with World War III," I start thinking, ooh. I mean, I'm puckered up like you wouldn't believe. And let me just say one thing on that. I think J.D. Vance was a little like stuck his nose in there where he shouldn't have.
Well, he did. He played his part perfectly.
I think I think there were several things behind his move.
Yeah.
I think he wants to be seen as a strong vice president, like strong number 2.
So that he can take the reins in
Next
4 years. Yeah.
Bingo. And I think this was his moment to do that. I also think he's the type of guy that gets real big when a bunch of people are around.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. But I think if he and Zelenskyy were alone, Zelenskyy could have flinched at him and he'd...
Secret Service. Secret Service.
In my country, he what we call a woman's vagine.
Yeah. I mean, we all know those guys.
I am not. Did you hear what he just said to me? You're being disrespectful. You are being disrespectful.
Would a kid you say thank you to be pleased and stop calling my VP a woman's vagine?
A please would be nice. A thank you would be very nice.
And it shows, too, his loyalty.
Yes.
His loyalty to Trump.
Oh, yeah.
But by doing that, because Pence would have never.
His rep.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, because, a few years ago, he was an anti-Trumper. And now he completely about-faced. And
well, I mean, if you want to be in the Republican Party, you got to.
Well, and Trump kept him on board, made him vice president, and some were saying, oh, he's a drag to the ticket early, and Trump stuck with him, obviously, never even flinched.
I mean, he played he took his moment brilliantly.
Biggie compares him to the movie A Christmas Story, where you have Scott Farkus is like the big bully.
Yeah.
And
with the yellow teeth?
With the yellow teeth.
Yeah.
And who's the little bully?
Can never remember his name, but that's what he reminds me of, because
Spike or something.
First lieutenant?
Yeah.
When there's when there's, people around, it's like, I'm going to talk too.
Yeah. Because he's always like, but then
give me your lunch money.
Yeah.
If he were alone with Ralphie, forget it.
Right. So if Scott, Trump is Scott Farkus, but if Trump leaves the room, I bet if Trump said, hold on, I'm going to go get a Diet Coke and walked out, then J.D. Vance was like, you want me to come with you?
How was your flight? Did you stop in New York? Did you see a show? They still have the ice skating rink up?
I love your tracksuit.
I don't look good in black. Some people do.
You can really pull that off. I am puckered. I'm at DEFCON 1. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Zelenskyy reminds me of when college coaches stopped wearing suits. And like one guy started and everybody else was like, what the hell is this? You're a world leader.
Put a suit on.
Put a suit on.
Put a tie on. You're in the Oval Office, for goodness sake. He won't. He just wears that. I don't know what that look is. He pulls it off. He's
kind of combat-y.
Yeah, it is. Well, he's at war.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what he would say.
Yeah.
We're still in the middle of this Demm report. Great teasing earlier about this guy and the boobs that almost killed him, which is true. That is
boobs
true,
can kill you.
Yeah.
She may not have the most impressive set of breasts in all of Indiana, but one woman's chest nearly killed her boyfriend. We take you to the town of LaPorte. It's the night of... It's Super Bowl Sunday, and 27-year-old Zachariah Vigil had watched the game with some of his friends. So now it's ticked past midnight. It's 2 a.m. the following Monday, and he was headed over to his girlfriend's house time with the fellas.
Yeah.
Now he's going over to the girlfriend's
What a
house.
night. Super Bowl. Now off
Yeah.
to the girlfriends. Yeah. Okay.
And like virtually everyone I see on the road these days, Zach, in his mid-20s, was on his phone. In fact, he was FaceTiming with his girlfriend.
Well, I cannot abide by that because I'm not on the phone. You know, you
But
can't
it's everywhere.
Of course. Oh, I see it all the
And
time.
we should also point out, sorry about that. Zach was also legally drunk.
Oh, my God. He's drunk and he's on the phone.
Yeah, had too many at the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Well, evidently, at some point, the girlfriend, during the FaceTime, she showed Zach her bosoms. I don't know if she was trying to entice him or he said, hey, let me see something.
Mm-hmm. Struggling there.
I know, I'm really sorry. I'm okay. Just
Yeah.
something caught in my throat.
So he's drunk.
He's drunk, staring at her chest at his phone, loses control of his car.
Can I just say,
Worst ways to go?
well, titillating to me. I mean, that's pretty hot. I mean, that's like a titillation Tuesday thing. I don't like the driving. I don't like the drunk, but I like a FaceTime where she shows her boobs.
Sure, but this is the wrong time and place.
Of course.
Yeah.
But if he was a passenger and it's right after the Super Bowl, that would have been hot.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
That would've been
But
hot.
he was the driver, and the next thing he knew, he'd veered off the road, and he was stuck on train tracks.
Oh, well.
And, of course, a freight train was
And here
approaching.
comes the train. Yeah, okay.
To his credit, Zach was sober enough to get out of his car, tried to push it off the tracks. He could not, so he ran away, and moments later, his car was smashed by a Norfolk Southern train.
His girlfriend's tits cost him
A car.
and
Almost
his life. Well, that's what you get for FaceTiming your boobs while the guy's drunk and he's driving.
Yeah.
Too. So I'm sure he got in a lot of trouble. I'm sure he got.
Eventually, he did. The girlfriend came to the site of the crash to pick him up, but cops caught them evacuating the scene. And she's not been charged. Zach has been charged with DUI and leaving the scene of an accident.
Did she technically? I bet she committed a crime too, technically, by picking him
By
up.
picking him up and taking him away, probably.
How about by FaceTiming a driver that you know is driving? Is that a crime? That'd be a good one for our attorney, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you intentionally FaceTime someone your boobs, knowing that he's driving, you know, it's a known distraction.
That's going to be a legal gray area. We don't have laws for that.
But
Well.
you see it so much now.
FaceTiming?
And driving, yeah. People don't take calls anymore. Everything is FaceTime or, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know my wife just read that in colleges now, they're literally teaching classes to college students, at some of them, on how to make and receive a phone call because they have so much anxiety when they have to talk to someone on
I
the
believe
phone.
it.
A live human.
A live human being.
But it's without seeing them?
Right. I guess my wife teaches high school, and she read that article, and then she asked her class of about 16 students, do any of you feel anxiety when you have to talk to a human being on the phone? And every single hand went up. And she was like,
So
why?
we're talking business calls.
Yes. Like
People you don't know.
Yeah. You have to talk to someone you don't
A customer service rep, something
Exactly.
like that.
They can't do it. They're like, we can't do it. They don't talk to people. They just text or, I guess,
Yeah.
FaceTime, yeah. Lawyer E, you're talking about this woman who injured her boyfriend with her boobs. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a pretty funny story. I grew up north, kind of out in the country, and there wasn't much to do on a Saturday night when you turned 18. So my friends decided they were going to take me to a new gentleman's club that had recently opened up. It was called Busty Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard of this lady, but she was on the Adam Carolla show. I think it was That Man Show. I think it was called.
Yes.
She got real famous. Well, she had her 15 minutes. But anyway, she had the biggest set of breasts you've ever seen in your life. And she was famous because she could crush beer cans with them. And so she was showing off her skills for us that night. And then we were cheering her on. And then she decided to smack me upside the head because it was my birthday. And she gave me a concussion with those things.
You got a concussion from her boob.
Busty Hearts.
Well, I would.
Yes.
Now, did she pay for the medical care you had to get, or
I doubt it. She probably left town.
I
No,
bet.
what was that? Was I going to tell my mom I got a concussion from a naked lady? I mean,
Guess not.
Wow.
That is an incredible story.
Yeah, fantastic.
you should look her up. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No lie.
Well, how bad was your head afterwards? Did it really hurt?
No, I mean, it just was sore for a couple days. I was all right.
Yeah.
When she crushed the beer cans, I'm trying to remember, was it with one straight down or between the boobs?
Straight down.
Just the sheer weight.
Wow. I was going to say
My
between.
God.
That's unbelievable. What a story. Thank you, Lawyer E. Man was concussed by a woman's breast. This is about FaceTiming. Now, I mentioned earlier, my wife, because she has never missed, this is about birthdays too. My son turns 20 this month. And my wife, we've never not seen him physically on his birthday. So she was FaceTiming him or calling him the other day. And she said, I want to come see you on your birthday. And he goes, well, you don't have to. And I just said, I'm not driving down there. That's a 3-hour drive. We did it last year. It's the middle of the week. It's a Wednesday. I said, I'm not doing it this year. She goes, well, I am. And I said, it's a waste of gas. I said, you can FaceTime if you want. She goes, I know how to FaceTime. I know what FaceTime is. Okay. I want to.
Thank you. I knew that.
I want to physically see my
Thank
son.
you for your permission to FaceTime him.
Now, next year I'll be in Tennessee, so it's much less likely we'll be going.
Well, and I'm with you. I know it's a long drive.
Yeah.
But it is a front number change, which I feel is bigger than just a normal
Oh, you
birthday.
think front number change is big?
Oh, yeah.
You can be 20.
Not a true milestone, but a milestone.
I know most people think of 21 as like the milestone.
That's next year.
But I always think of a front number change as a milestone.
All right.
Yeah, okay. End of a decade, start of a new.
Exactly.
Right. So I got a little more worked up than I should have over this. I was like, come on. It's a birthday. It's no big deal. All that kind of stuff. So she hung up and she looked at me and she goes, I might kill you in your sleep. That's what she said to me, which she says a lot.
I'm already puckered.
And I said, I'm sitting here puckered. You're talking about killing me in my sleep.
God, you're like that guy from Forrest Gump.
Which
the
one?
Jenny's abusive boyfriend. It's not you. It's the GD war. And that lion SOB Johnson. That's you. After watching the Oval Office. And then not wanting to go to your son's birthday.
It's not the birthday.
It's that damn JD Vance.
We're going to World War III. Sure. Okay.
So I said, you say around the kids a lot that you might kill me in my sleep. I said, you do say that a lot. She goes, yes, I do. And I said, well, do you think you could get away with it if you did kill me in my sleep? Because we were talking about the Gene Hackman thing, too. Because at that time, I thought he had been murdered. And my wife said, oh, I have no doubt that I could do it.
Easily.
Now get away with it, scot-free?
She said, get away with it. I said, but the kids are going to have to come onto the stand and say that you said I might kill you in your sleep. So if you do it, if I were to die in my sleep, she might be in trouble. And she goes, no, I have a plan. I have a plan for all of that. Don't worry. It's taken care of. She's already got her. I told you she had a 911 call.
I think she already has a fake passport and all that stuff.
Yeah, she probably does. She has it ready to go because she's watched so much Dateline. That's your thing.
So,
yeah.
Have you asked your son, just the two of you one-on-one, how does he feel about this birthday visit?
He wants us to come. He wants to see us, to not break tradition. And my wife did confide in me. She's like, next year I really see no way because it would have to.
You can't make it a day trip.
She could go.
Well, she's going to be she's going to be teaching more next year. We just discovered that. She's going to be doing more so that we can send him to Tennessee. I said, you got
extra hours.
I said, you got to pick it up a bit here. So
been looking over the books here.
Yeah, I'm studying things a little bit here, and we need to
to hold up your end.
Pick up a few more hours.
Well, and the daughter's quickly approaching.
Exactly. She's going off to school, too.
Is she looking at any schools yet herself?
Yeah, she wants to go to the University of Florida. I said, put that out of your mind, sister.
She wants to major in tanning?
That's right. She's a big-time... She's tanning.
I don't think it's a Division I sport, but it might be a club level sport.
She wants to, and she's like, I just feel like I've got to be in Florida. And I was like, okay,
on your dime,
put that right out of your mind. You're not going to Florida. I said, you can go right over here to wherever. I said, just keep it within state boundary. Keep it in state. But she said Florida's calling her name.
They tell us to dream big at school. They lie.
I said, don't.
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
You can't.
Lies.
You can't. That's not true.
No.
That's 100% untrue. The U.S. Open golfer that is going to frighten a member of this program is Ryan Peake. I'll let you guess to see which member of this program he'll frighten.
I don't think I know the name.
Okay, well, you've not heard of him. No, I'm sure not. He has won the 2025 New Zealand Open, which earns him a spot in the British Open, which is where he'll be.
Oh.
And then he's close to getting into the U.S. Open as well. The win comes 10 years after he served a prison sentence because he was a gang member.
What?
At age 21.
Named Ryan?
Ryan Peake was, at 21 years old, a member of the Rebels, an Australian bike gang. Went to prison 5 years for assault with a deadly weapon.
How old is he now?
31. So
He's got to have a cooler name than Ryan Peake. That's not a biker gang name.
I don't know what he went by on the bike, but while he was now he played golf in high school, and while he was in prison, his golf coach reached out and said, "You need to pick up your sticks and get back out there."
What if his kind of rehab your way back to the real world?
Exactly.
What if his weapon of choice in biker gang fights, was a golf club?
Because he can use it so effectively.
I wouldn't want to be his caddy.
No.
Give him the wrong distance. Say 210. I mean, it looked like, from where I was, it looked like 210.
I'm short.
I'm in the water.
You're a club short. Give me my putter.
Yeah, sorry.
But you're not on the green. It's not for the balls, it's for you.
So the golf coach, Richie Smith, went to see him in prison and said, "You need to use golf to bring yourself back into society." So as soon as he got out, he started playing again. And this guy, Richie Smith, hooked up with him and got him back out on the driving range. So now, 5 years later, so he's in prison from age 21 to 26. Now he's 31. He won the New Zealand Open. You'll see him at the British Open, the Open Championship. He shot a 5-under par 66 Sunday. He finished 23 under for the week, bogey-free, earned his Asian Tour card, and that puts him into the British Open.
There you go.
How about that?
What does he look like?
I've not seen a picture. I wonder if he's all tatted
sleeved?
up, sleeved and everything. So, right, would I want to be playing with him?
Imagine you get an exemption into somehow the British Open, and you have to play with this guy.
My God, I can't even.
What a story, though.
It is incredible.
You go ahead and putt first.
You're away.
Sorry.
I'm all right.
You go ahead. You finish up. I'll just be over here. Oh, he does have tattoos.
I thought he might.
He's got sleeves of tattoos.
I mean,
it looks like. Yeah.
Biker gang and then into prison.
5 years prison?
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I have an e-bike. Nate.
It's an unbelievable thing, of course. So, congratulations to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cheering for the young man.
Of course you are.
Ryan Peake will be in the British Open.